Hello, my darlings. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, and welcome to one and all to this special US election 2020 pre-election. It's almost like pre-cum. It's pre-election, pre-2020. Let's see who bursts their presidential presidential mandem all over the American citizens. Who bukakis the American citizens for the next 4 years. So, boys and girls, well, you did come to the Banksy show, so this is what you expect. It's what you want, kids. You know what you come for here by now. If you're here and you expect expect some kind of high brow, high IQ conversation, you came to the wrong place. Know this. Know that you came to the wrong place. This is where we bukkake the audience at random. So kids, we're here. We are here, and now we are on the precipice, the night before, the day after. That's right. We're here, kids. We're here to let me do something. I'm just trying to get the actual what you might call it up to the text chats. I don't know how many are here. I don't know who's here and who's not here, but we are here, so we're gonna keep going. Now, for those of you who may or may not have missed the intro, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it again because I liked it. I liked it a lot. Although, did I shut it down? Oh shit! I got rid of the tune. Need the tunes, man. We need the tunes. How can you do without the tunes? Okay, here we go. We got the tunes ready to go. Got the scene. Here it is. We click. We get the dancing moving, and That's right, people. It's America, man. We're talking about America. That's right. You check it out there, America. There's America right here. More freedoms, America. America. I don't live in America. I'm an Iranian in Britain. I'm just wrong in every sense of this. But I love the American concept of freedom. I actually like the philosophy and I like the concept. So what can I do? I also love the British concept of freedom when we used to have it until they came and they took it from us, kids. That's right. They took that shit slowly but surely. They're chipping away. Go look at the fucking policing yesterday at Speaker's Corner. That's some good American Colombian coffee. I love the American Colombian coffee. Admittedly, it is actually American because it's Colombian. So it's from the continent of America. But it's not American like this, man. We want American coffee. So kids, what are we doing? What are we talking about? What the fuck is... What are we up to? What's all this? What is all this indeed? I don't know. Does anyone know? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. What am I doing? I still don't know to this very moment. I'm still uncertain. All I know is we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about tomorrow. Now the panel is open. I shall throw in the link for those of you who wish not to communicate with me directly. If you wish to come on and tell me why Donald Trump is not going to fucking just slaughter this election, just take it out, just M16 the living shit out of that election, and be the next president of the United States for another 4 years of Americanness, of freedom of America. And if you feel that that Joe Biden will do a better job, by all means, come aboard and express thyself. But for now, there is a list that I wish to read for you. Now, this list was indeed sent to me. I actually, shit, it's in a different thing. Okay, hold on. Hold down. I gotta get the goddamn list. Although this list was meant to be also available on the website, which I should have gone and gone and checked, but I did not. But for now, I wish to get the list up. It was a list that was written by yeah, actually, it's searching it. Major brands. Bollocks. That's not it. That's not what I want. I just want this list. Okay, I'm going to read it now. This was written by Lord. Actually, let me see. Maybe this will come up. I want to find the actual article and show it to you. Letter to the editor Sunday. Let me see. What is this? Is this it? So, for sake of nations, we must vote Trump out. Okay, this is the Daily Gazette. I don't think this is it. No, this is definitely not it. Okay, never mind. I can't seem to find the original article at the moment. I just have to read it to you. This was written by Lord William QC, The Economist. Possibly in The Economist, I guess. Maybe I can find it. Sorry. This is so unprofessional. I should have had this ready. I want to give you the actual article if I can, or at least demonstrate it. Free exchange, the Nobel Prize Economics Award. Nope, can't find it. Can't find it at the moment. So we'll just read it, and then I will try to find the actual source. Now, this is the source that I have been given. It is not gospel, all by myself. Letter to the editor. Okay, I can't even show it to you from The Economist anyway, because it's behind the paywall. Now, this is something that I was sent to me. It was It was written by Lord William. By Leonard William QC in The Economist. There is no doubt that Trump is a buffoon. I am sure you will agree. However, read this. The buffoon in the White House just brokered 2 Middle East peace accords, something that 71 years of political intervention and endless war failed to produce. This buffoon in the White House is the first president that has not engaged us in a foreign war since Eisenhower. This buffoon in the White House has had the greatest impact on the economy, bringing jobs and lowering unemployment to the Black and Latino population of any other president ever. This buffoon in the White House has exposed the deep, widespread, and long-lasting corruption in the FBI, the CIA, and the NSA, and the Republican and Democratic parties. This buffoon in the White House turned NATO around and had them start paying their dues, their fair dues, you might say. This buffoon in the White House neutralized the North Koreans, stopped them from developing a further nuclear capacity, and sending missiles towards Japan and threatening the west coast of the USA. This buffoon in the White House turned U.S. relationships to the Chinese around, brought hundreds of businesses back to the US and revived the economy. Let me see. Turned US relationship to the Chinese around. Well, yeah, I mean, he created some conflict really with the Chinese, but he literally told the businesses, you have to come back from China to America, and bring jobs back to the US, I guess. Good on him. He took some of the Chinese hegemony and power that they had over the United States when it came to its production. This buffoon in the White House accomplished the appointing of 2 Supreme Court justices and close to 300 federal judges. Now, I don't know if this was written before this last Supreme Judge. It might be 3 Supreme judges that have now been confirmed. So it might be slightly out of date. I suspect it's 3 Supreme Court judges, but I don't know for sure. This buffoon in the White House lowered taxes and caused stock market to move to record levels over 100 years, for over 100 years, positively impacting the retirement of tens of millions of citizens. This buffoon in the White House fast-tracked the development of a COVID vaccine. Questionable, that one. It will be available within weeks. We still don't have a vaccine for SARS, bird flu, Ebola, or a host of diseases that arose during previous administrations. Yes, but none of them had reached the levels of the pandemic or possibly epidemic levels that Corona has reached. So it's a little bit disingenuous to say that, they're the same. The SARS and the bird flu and Ebola are bad, but they didn't go around the world in the same way. Slight caveat. I'm trying to be centrist here, people. This buffoon in the White House rebuilt U.S. military, which the Obama administration had crippled, and had fired 214 key generals and admirals in his first year of office. This buffoon in the White House uncovered widespread pedophilia in the government and in Hollywood. This buffoon in the White House is exposing worldwide sex trafficking of minors and bringing children home to their families. Of course, 9-year-old marriages are still legal in quite a number of Muslim countries. So pedophilia is effectively legal in Islam. Let's be honest. But I digress. This buffoon in the White House works for free and has lost well over $2 billion of his own money in savings, and done all of this and much more in the face of relentless undermining and opposition from people who are threatened because they know they are going to be exposed as the criminals that they are if he is re-elected. Dun dun dun. Okay, and this is another supplement to that article. I got it. I get it. You don't like him. How special of you. He's serving you, all the American people. He's serving you and all the American people. What are you doing besides calling him names and laughing about him catching the China virus? 74-year-old, a billionaire, doesn't need a cent, could be on a beach anywhere in the world. He has worked his whole life, raised children who have work ethics out of this world, possibly the most hated man in America right now. Diagnosed with COVID, still showing up. By the way, yes, because Joe Biden is hiding in his bunker. He was hiding in his cellar until literally tomorrow he's going to come out. And that's it. He hasn't done any press shows or anything or rallies, whilst Trump is still holding rallies with literally hundreds of thousands of people showing up. Well, thousands of people certainly showing up, tens of thousands at least, to some of his rallies. So yes, he's doing a fair bit. Hey, how's it going? Go Sleepy Joe. I will let you on the panel in just a second. I think it's I Hate It Here. I just finished this bit, and if the opposition. Have you ever wondered if you were 74 years old, a billionaire, and diagnosed with COVID, if you would still be showing up, excuse me, if you still be showing up fighting for a country where millions of the citizens hated you, and if the opposition get into the White House, and any US support for Australia against the threats from China will be gone. And then, I think this is an Australian that wrote this, and then we will find out what being alone will be like. And then that's it. Share it with all the Trump haters. Uninformed. It says, share this with uninformed Trump haters, especially those in the US who have voting rights. Indeed. Now, I may be preaching to the choir, and this may be actually, mostly British viewers, so it may not make a huge impact. But nevertheless, I think it is still important for us to have at least a discussion the night before the election. Now, let's hear from our panelists. Hello, Mr. Panelist. Who is this?
Yeehaw!
Hello,
Ned. It's Ned.
Big
actually,
up, Ned.
Big
Big up, my man, Ned. Okay, good man. Let me switch this so that the audience can.
You're very quiet, Banksy. Actually, I don't know whether it's just
my
me, but you are very quiet.
Is my microphone low? Really?
Seems to me to be. It might be worth asking chat whether it's. Yeah, don't worry, Yeti. I'll fuck off when somebody else comes on.
Who's texting? Yeti doesn't like you by the looks of it. Well, Yeti, if you wish to challenge Ned, by all means, jump on the panel and put forth your thoughts, or your thoughts, as some of us would say. But for now, I just want to find out from the audience, is my microphone okay? Because according to Ned, it is quite low. Audio is fine. NPC, the man
okay.
of the hour.
It's probably my earphones.
Maybe if you want to turn it up to the max or whatever you can do that, please. Okay, Mr. Ned, I've got to switch to the Hangout image so we can see here we go. Okay, Mr. Ned, tomorrow's elections, right. Big one. What do you think?
Well, I think that I'm afraid to say that I think that it's going to be a bad day for the Orange Man. Actually, I think he's going to lose. I really do. I think the polls have been consistent. I know that everybody's sort of saying it was like this 4 years ago, but it's been around sort of 8 to 11% for the past 6 months, and that is way beyond. I mean, if he wins with this kind of yeah,
but the poll results were actually much worse for him with the election with the Hillary elections. It was like 15% or something, and CNN actually asked.
Well, yes, I know what you're saying, but they've weighted them. One of the things that they found with the election 4 years ago was that they dismissed. They didn't weight the non-college voter, people that hadn't been to college before, didn't go to college. These are like sort of blue collar working people,
okay,
and especially in the flyover states, and it seems that they've done everything they can this time to weight the polling to take account of that. Now, it's really interesting. I watch an awful lot of sort of right wing, like Trigonometry and The Hill and Tim Pool, who are sort of right of centre. Mildly right of centre.
I think Tim Pool was trying to hold the centre for a long time, but I think this year he's certainly fallen to the other side.
Yeah, well, I mean, all of these. Tim Pool is sort of saying Trump's going to win, but The Hill has come out today and sort of it's in the bag for Biden. He's going to get it. It's going to be a bad thing because I think that the Democrats have become identitarians. I think it's all going to be about equality and diversity and I mean, I think that it is going to be all about race and identity when Biden wins, and I don't think that's good for the country. I don't think that's good for the country. I think the sort of things that you've seen happening with the BBC, it's becoming so woke. I think that's going to happen nationally across America. They're talking about a Truth and Reconciliation Council as if Trump's administration was some kind of apartheid, and it's not been an apartheid. He's not, it's not.
It's crazy when they talk about it like they would Hitler
laughing and chuckling about it, but it's actually really very serious. I mean, I really do think that this is going to get silly. I don't know whether you ever watched Trigonometry, but there's a guy on that called Konstantin Kisin, and he's a Russian. He comes from Russia, and I don't know whether he's first generation Russia, but he really doesn't think. Although he's a comedian, he doesn't think this is a laughing matter. He thinks that this is going to get very, very dark. I don't mean racially dark. I think it's just going to get very nasty. It's going to get very nasty.
Yeah, but I mean, in what sense? Like, if Trump wins, it will get nasty in the sense of protests, or if Biden wins, it'll get nasty in the sense
well, either side. I mean, I think if you've seen in Portland for the past 3 months, there's been sort of non-stop demonstrations since the summer, and the police and the mayor and the people of Portland are doing nothing to stop it. And
these are Democrats. These are Democrats protest. These are usually Antifas demonstrating. These are usually democratic states that are not really doing much about it to curb
New York as well. New York as well.
Again, democratic. These are all democratic. You show me one red state, one Republican ran state, which is actually in disrepair, or is buildings are burning down and all looting is happening.
But this is the thing that I can't understand. One of the things that Trump said last time was to the black voters and Hispanics, I think. He said, "What have you got to lose? What has the Democratic Party done for you? What has it done for you? It's done fuck all." And if you look at places like Chicago, they're dangerous places to be. They don't do. People want law and order. People want safe streets. Regardless of what your race, creed, or color, you want to live in a safe place.
I live in agree.
There's places in Chicago. It's got a murder rate which is comparable to some sort of developing countries. It's
there you go.
And people want safe, and I put that down to the Democrats.
Well, this is. I mean, I would expect this from anyone except you, Ned. So I don't know where you've been. I don't know what kind of blood transfusion. What have you done with Ned? Is really what I'm asking here. Is this Ned's evil twin, the Republican one?
I spent too much time based Welshman.
I think so. Hey, Based, how's it going, man? My man, Based, who got a little bit of trouble on Sunday. Based, are you there?
Oh, hello, Based.
How you doing? Yeah. How you doing,
man? Good man. Big up. How you doing, dude? Did you? What did they do to you yesterday? More importantly, before we get to the Trump thing,
they tortured me.
They tortured you. Was it Guantanamo Bay style?
Oh my goodness!
I just had my new flag delivered.
Nice.
Where'd you get that from?
Amazon. Five quid.
I figured. Yes, everything is
fucking. I mean, it was funny. It was eBay was 4 quid and taking about 4 weeks. I'm thinking, who wants the fucking 2020 first week of December?
The 2020 banner, you get it in 2021.
Yeah.
Where was it made? Where was it made? There's the irony.
I've got this thing now.
Taiwan?
I've actually got no. I think it's. Yeah, let me get the packaging up. It's called Ainley. That's the company.
Okay. Do they have a made in wherever at the back of on the label?
China, mate. It's China. Of course it's
China. Of course it's got to be China. It's guaranteed to be China.
Yeah, I can't see it.
China. It's in China. It's in vagina. It's in vagina. Hey, we have MC. So I'm just about to get MC on, guys. Base, tell me about yesterday. What happened after they took you away?
So basically...
hi, everyone.
Hey, MC, big up. Go ahead, Base.
Basically, I mean, I only went there for one reason. My job that day was to film him arriving, the speech, and him leaving and getting into his transport and leaving. That's all I did, because I didn't record or live stream during the day, because I had set my day up just to catch that, and I was like stalking for like fucking 2 hours just to get him at the gates and get anyway. I managed to do the speech and everything, and then when he was leaving, that's when the police moved in.
Yes.
So what they did to me was a WPC. It's actually on. It's on multiple cameras. I've seen it. Is grabbing my hood from the behind, you just pulling me back.
Yeah, that was the bit where they were trying to cordon off when Tommy was going up that little alley, that little road bit towards the exit. They were trying to stop people from going into that area because they wanted to reduce. Because this is something me and Pavlov just recently, literally today, we discussed it. I think they were going to arrest him. They wanted to have a minimum amount of people around Tommy at the point where they're going to choke, at that choke point where they're going to cut him off and then arrest him. And if there had too many people, they would have had people kicking off, so they didn't want that.
One of the best streams to spot this is Busker's stream. So Busker's in front of Tommy's lot because he's much better off in front than the scrum, eh?
Yeah.
And you can actually see the liaison officer actually wave his troops from the other pathway. You can see him saying, "Come on, move your fucking asses, get down here now."
Yeah. Because
you can see the movement. So I recorded it back and had a look. So then you can see it when you're looking for it. And what they did, they blocked the bottom section off. So then he was blocked in. But what they did, like you said, they blocked the top section off too. So that's what they did with me. That's what I got caught in. And eventually, after like arguing with them for 10 seconds, what are you doing, pushing me for and touching me? And they said, "Yeah, you need to go that way." I said, "I'm leaving. I'm going this way." "You're not going that way. You're not going that way." So and in the end, I went, "Oh fuck you!" I turned around and went to the other.
I know. But the thing is, as you left, Pavlov recorded this. They sent a couple of officers to chase you down because you.
So a senior, I've seen the footage. Senior officer walks forward, points at me, and as I turn around, I hear him say, "I want him."
Yeah.
And then they all chased. Yeah. So basically, they tried to do me for preventing the breach of the peace. Of course, it's not a proper charge because when the breach, the suspected breach is over, then you can be de-arrested and left alone. Yeah. So they said that they demanded my details. Obviously, I laughed at them.
I'm with you. But then what happened when they took you to the station? Did they get your details off you, or did they just let you go?
Yeah, so they searched me multiple times, but then when they got to the van, they were doing another search, and they were going through, and I could hear them feeling something underneath so I had my press pass on me, didn't I? That was the only ID I had on me. And I said, "I'm here for a lawful reason." And he said, "No, you should have said that before." I said, "I told you that. I was here to film." I said, he said, "What's that?" I said, "It's my press pass under there."
Okay, so they did get some basic details from that pass, I guess. But
I said, "That's my name. That's my name, and you need to ring the number on the back. That's my one phone call."
I'm with you. But then they just let you go without any fines or charges?
No. They arrested me. Because they'd already decided to arrest me. I said to them that they arrested me unlawfully because I'm here for a lawful purpose. I was leaving the park, and when I walked away, I was leaving the congested area like they advised me to do. She said, "No, you got to go that way," and I said, "No, I want to go that way because they're going out." And she said, "No." So I actually left. I said, "Okay." So I've actually, I was doing what they were saying. I was leaving anyway. They prevented me from leaving, and now they're preventing me from going and leaving the other direction. So they've actually prevented me from doing either option. But remember, I was actually there for a lawful reason in the sense that now I'm actually reporting on it officially.
Well, yeah, you were there, same as everyone else, and you didn't cause any more commotions than anyone else did. But what did they actually finally what do you have to do now? Did you have to pay a fine?
So they've charged me with COVID. They sent me to the same station they sent Tommy and everyone else, but I didn't know. But I was in cuffs for 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Holy shit! They kept you cuffed up behind your back for 2 hours.
Yeah, I've got a shoulder injury. I complained. If you notice, I complained in the park that they were too tight.
Yeah.
It's hard to see on my wrist, but let me show you my wrist. So, I don't know if you can see my wrist. It's on my mouth at the moment.
Yeah, it's a little bit. It's frozen.
So when you look at that wrist.
No, hold on. It's frozen. The image is frozen right now. We can't see anything.
Oh shit!
Try again. I think it's the internet.
Oh, okay. Where have I gone? I think I've lost. I pulled the page down. So the page is lost. So,
Right. The StreamYard.
yeah,
Oh, shit.
yeah, it's gone. I'll have to come out and come in.
Yeah. Don't worry. Pop back in.
Right.
Sorry, he said he's charged with COVID. What's that? What is that?
Hold on.
COVID legislation.
He's still with us.
Oh,
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
you know
COVID
the COVID legislation. If you're in a organized, I don't know, some kind of group or some organized event that's more than 6 people, it's COVID, breaking COVID regulations.
yeah, but so why didn't they arrest everybody? I mean, that's what I mean.
They didn't arrest. By the way, I didn't see one Muslim get arrested. I didn't see it. Now, I'm not going to say there weren't, but I myself didn't see one single ethnic-looking individual get arrested and put in the back of a van. I saw purely Tommy people, mostly white-looking people. I did not see... I mean, the police were telling us all. We literally 2-3 minutes before Tommy arrived, they came round telling us all. It's on my videos anyway, saying... If you don't leave, you have to leave. You're in breach of COVID violation. If you don't leave, you'll be arrested and liable to be charged for £200, fine £200. And we're like, what? You telling us now?
Speaker's corner. Speaker's corner.
No, but it's not just that. They could have shut the whole park down from the morning. We came all morning. We were standing in Speaker's corner all morning. Literally 2 or 3 minutes, I'd say 5 minutes before Tommy arrived, they wanted us to leave. Of course, they wanted to empty the park so that the Tommy thing it becomes a non-event. But they certainly weren't going to, nobody's going to pay attention to that shit. Me and Sam, we just walked over to the grass area and came round to the back of where Hatun was on the grass bit with the fence. No one else thought of this either, the idiots, because when Tommy arrived, then a horde of people came from behind us and just packed in. And then the police officer's telling me, you have to leave. I'm like, dude, there's all these people. Me and Sam were legally here, abiding by the COVID regulations. It was just me and another person, 2 of us. We didn't mingle with anyone else. I had a mask on anyway, so that he could even see that I wear the mask for myself. I'm not one of these anti-vaxxers and anti-COVID shit. I wear the mask because I don't want to die. But generally, we were the 2 of us. These other people came from behind us. And they have nothing to do with us. I'm not there because of them. I'm not there with them. I have nothing to do with them. You have to tell these people to go away. We were there first, and there was just the 2 of us, and we were in perfectly, sort of abiding by the COVID, if you like, regulations of 6 people and all that shit. So anyway, I just mostly just said to him, yeah, give me a second. I just pretended that I'm not listening to him. It was all passive-aggressive sort of maneuvering. But unfortunately, your temper gets the better of you, I think, sometimes, and you do become quite handsy with the police and a little bit aggressive. So I can understand why the police have a different reaction to you. With me, you see, I just kept silent and mostly kept silent. I mean, I did at one point because he kept pulling on my rucksack, trying to pull me away, and I'm like, I will leave when that guy over there goes, and then he kind of backed away a bit, and I just kept silent. I didn't engage with the police officer much. But you are a little bit
right,
more.
Man.
Sorry?
Well, you're right, because basically I got arrested for contempt of cop.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, that's what it is with most of these idiots anyway. They don't want to be. They want to have this aura of, oh, we're respected. I'm somebody. Yeah. Because I'll be honest, I personally think not all police officers, like Steve Barnes, the guy who runs Speaker's Corner's policing.
I've got words to say to Steve Barnes because I spoke to him yesterday. Was it yesterday? I don't know. Yeah, yesterday. And I've always had great respect for the guy, and I've never had a bad word to say to him. I've written a big tweet about Steve Barnes on Steve Speaker's Corner's site.
Yeah.
I think he's such an asset for the force down there.
He's awesome. He is the most sensible person.
When I see him next, I'm going to have words with him, all right? And I'm going to tell him a couple of things he's mostly not going to like, right? Well, but I'm going to tell him one thing straight: get the fuck out of that gang now.
But the
You're
police.
not. It's not
He's retiring.
the force.
He's retiring
It
in the
ain't
spring.
the force. It ain't the force it was when you joined. It ain't the force that was that 10 years ago. Get the fuck out, mate.
Yeah, but the thing is, one thing I will say.
He's retiring in the spring.
Yeah, he is retiring, which is going to be a
I
great
know.
loss.
That's the tweet I did about him. I heard he was retiring, but I spoke to him yesterday. He still didn't give the date.
Yeah, but I mean, we've all, everybody through the grapevine has known for a while that he is retiring soon. It's not going to be maybe, we don't know exactly when, but definitely within the next year or so. But the thing is, if he
I've heard
does,
the spring. Spring.
Yeah. I mean, if that's the case,
But it's a fucking organised gang. They arrested Tommy for, what was it, offensive weapon.
initially it was, but then it became a COVID thing. I think they dropped the offensive weapon thing, and it became a COVID thing. The offensive weapon, I don't think it would have. I think it would have looked ridiculous if it had come out that they found, I don't know, a pair of fucking tweezers or some kind of nail cutter or something on him, and
So he didn't get charged anyway. He didn't even get charged for COVID.
well, what I mean is,
But they let him go.
Did they let him go without charge then?
Well, he said NFA, so that means no further action.
Ah.
Oh.
Okay.
See, just a second. Just a second.
Go on.
Oh no, hold on.
I thought that they got him because he could be seen to have organised a meeting of a lot of people. Like he said, let's go to the park. Everybody, I'm going to the park on Sunday. Be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was careful what he said.
No, he did say, I'm not organising a protest. I'm not organising anything. I'm just going to Speaker's Corner.
Be careful what he says.
It wasn't his. He should have said, I think he should have caveated even better and said, I'm going there with two of my friends. This is the only group that I'm affiliated with. Anyone else there, I have nothing to do with them. These are I'm going with two friends to Speaker's Corner as a British citizen. That is perfectly his right and perfectly within the COVID rules.
Yeah.
Anyone else is not his problem.
He could have been using the Queen's English rather well and said no further action, meaning that if he pays the fine, there's no further action.
Maybe.
But I'm appealing mine because, I mean, for a number of reasons. Obviously, I was there for a COVID-related story. I was obviously reporting on the social distancing going on there, and obviously at the same time report the event. Obviously, if you're a reporter at the moment, you need to report on COVID issues, basically.
And there's a lot of mainstream media there, photographers especially.
There was a ton of mainstream media. I mean, that picture of Tommy being arrested was on The Guardian, The Mail, The Independent. What else did we see it on? There's multiple.
My mate, Subject Access, really, really good channel, Subject Access. You should tune in. He had 6,000 people on his stream yesterday down the corner.
Wow. Was he the one who jumped in front of over the fence and went right up to?
That's Tyrant Finder.
Ah, okay.
He used someone's steps to get over the fence, which is a good call. he was running, and then these steps just appeared. He went, "Oh, can I just jump up over here?"
Oh, good man. Yeah, he did.
What was funny last time Tommy was there was steps there, and it was that Heiko. It's that Heiko guy, that crazy guy.
That's right, Heiko. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And I said, "Can I use your steps, mate, to jump over there?" He said, "No."
May I ask a question here?
I could have just stepped up.
Banksy, I've seen your stream, to be honest, when Tommy was there. I have a question. What was the offensive weapon he had? Chocolates? I mean, what can he do with those chocolates? Give Khatun diabetes? That was his offensive weapon?
That's probably what it was. It was the chocolates. They were full of sugar.
And one more thing.
Sorry, hold on.
By the way, because you have said about those masks, I'm sorry to tell you, but I have to think logically. I mean, a fart is coming through a pair of underwear through, and one pair of pants at one time, and you think this little mask will save you from a killer virus if it does actually such a killer? I have to say that because I had it.
I've got to say though, that box of chocolates did look really vicious.
It was quite. He had some sharp edges.
Yes, I'm sorry.
No,
Go on, carry on.
Yes, I forgot. Maybe this amount of sugar in them, because I have to say that to you. This amount of sugar, because the British candy, I'm sorry to say, is sweeter than the Polish one. I have made the comparison. So yes, this amount of sugar could kill her like in a few days if she would eat it. Yes,
Well,
she was
guilty of assault. Certainly over a long period of time with bad diet, she could suffer. Anyway, well, Base, sorry, you were saying.
I don't know.
I don't understand how you got a COVID warning when there must have been 1,000 people there. It's like handing out speeding tickets at Brands Hatch, isn't it?
Yes,
well,
a good call.
The thing is, this is they came. Not a single police officer. I was there 11 in the morning. Not a single police officer said anything to me until 2:04 or 5, where Tommy was literally about to enter the park. Then suddenly we all had to leave because that's the whole thing was a stitch up job.
Yes.
The whole thing was
predetermined. You mean predetermined?
Yes.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, sorry.
We're going to nick him on the way out.
Well, somebody
nick him on the way out.
Well, yeah, they nicked him on the way out. But the thing is, somebody said I overheard it. Now I don't know whether it's on the footage that I've got, but I overheard somebody said this came from high up all of a sudden. This wasn't just suddenly like it was prepared or prearranged. Good one, yes. This was this suddenly.
That's for Manny, right?
That's what Manny. They suddenly got a call that we all that clear the park. I think this is the thing that the police themselves that were there, as I said, none of them had any instructions before that.
Well, it was all pre-planned. The reality was, right, when you look at Busker Scream, you see that liaison officer pulling his officers to the front to block it from the front. We know they were blocking it from the back too. Like you said, they were sterilising that area as much as they could, so they could carry out their actions. This was always a plan. If they wanted to empty the park, that's all they should have fucking done, was sat back 5 minutes, and you know what would have happened to the park? It would have dropped to about, there would have been the normal people left. Well, half of them would have been outside seeing Tommy off anyway. But within 20 minutes, it would have just been the normal people there, plus about 10%. And that 10% will be people trying to find their mates to leave anyway.
Exactly.
Right? That's all the police had to do. But no.
In fact,
what they had to push people, because they had to justify having 100 police officers. They had a load in a Toys R Us store or in a shop down the road or something. There was a shop down the road, it's an empty shop. They were all in there.
All playing with toys.
No. It's a derelict property that.
Yeah, I know.
But no,
that's the image of a whole load of playing motor cars and trains.
They had to justify the amount of police there for the arrests. It's like the old football game. No. If it's 90 minutes in, trust me, if it's 90 minutes in, they've made no arrests and they've demanded that the club pay for all these officers. They've got to justify having the officers there and deploying them there at Speaker's Corner. Well, we've nicked one person for smoking weed or something. You know what I mean?
No, the thing is, I don't know about justify. They had perfectly good, and I was perfectly happy with the number of police officers there. There was a good justification because things could have kicked off. And so
because it didn't kick off. That's why it kicked off.
Well, this is the thing. I think that the number of police officers was simply justified to be there by the mere fact that Tommy was coming and things could have kicked off. So they didn't have to arrest anyone. But they've
got to justify that.
No, but what I mean is they don't have to. The point of their job is to make sure the peace is being kept, not to actually cause shit.
You're an idiot sometimes. Honest to fucking God.
But are you telling me that they
someone's got to sign off for it? Someone's got to sign off for it. Someone's got to justify it. And it happened. I don't know. Look, police officers in football grounds, the club has got to pay for it. I know it's different there. They've still got to justify it, right? And when they go on the football ground, they don't make any arrests, and it's a big game, and everyone's well behaved. They've got to make the arrest, and they'll pick up people on the way out. I've seen it season in, season out, and it's the same with public order. It's the same with protests. If they don't get their fucking arrests in, you'll start seeing them picking up people for anything.
Seriously? That just seems so fucked up.
Come on,
I mean,
Banksy.
I think they could
Rihanna-
quite. I think they could quite
Rihanna,
easily justify. I
Britain
think they could
resembles
quite easily
more and more and
justify
more
guys, one
direct.
at a time, one at
having
a
a
time.
lot of police
And-
officers there. The reason why they could be justified having a lot of coppers there, regardless, is because if BLM turned up, if Antifa turned up,
If a large
it may have
Muslim
got really,
contingent
really
turned
nasty.
up,
So there's your justification. And if nothing happened, well and good. And they could sort of say, well, you know, if people had turned up, opposition had turned up, they would be very justified, even if nothing happened at all and there were no arrests. They would be totally justified in doing that.
Yeah, I've got no problem with it. I'm just telling you that's why they done it.
I mean, you imagine if you got like 200 or 300 BLM people there, or 200 or 300. Yeah. Sorry, Mac, I interrupted you. What were you saying, mate?
yeah.
What I was saying is that your police resembles ours more and more, and I'm really sorry for you, because not so long ago our police is just excusing a group of nationalist thugs to beat the shit out of people, because we have almost a revolutionary so to say protest in Poland now, and frankly when I'm hearing that, it just reminds me more and more and more of my own, frankly. When Britain got there, I mean, arresting people just for numbers, it's like here. And not so long ago, one police car have just, I mean, not an official police car have run into a few people. 2 days later, the guy was excused and have get an amnesty from the Minister of Justice in our protest. They have stopped a 14-year-old girl for because she was I mean she was calling for others to protest. Yes, that's
they arrested a 14-year-old girl for being out for protest.
Yes.
Oh wow. I mean, at least in Poland, they're arresting them 14-year-olds for protesting. In Iran, they shoot 14-year-olds through the chest.
Okay, so now we have we're going to have a competition. Where is worse?
Who's the more authoritarian country that you come from?
I mean, no,
the
government now, I see that they want to be authoritarian, that they would like to be, but with those protests, they have a hard time, because even the second lockdown actually is one big flop for them, because basically the entire country is on the street. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's messed up. But I just never thought that the police had like a arrest quota. That to me is very scary. That's just
Banksy, by the way, there was one meme online that have said an average priest when there was a priest holding a Bible on a cross, and a Polish priest. When a priest was holding one little gun in one hand and a shotgun in another. We had a situation not so long ago when one priest came out to the protesters with a rifle. No shit.
Wow, the priest came out.
Yes.
Oh, this is because of the anti-abortion thing.
Yes,
oh.
He came out with a rifle. The police came and took him, but he could fucking shoot them. To be honest.
Bloody hell, that's crazy.
He was like
mass shooting in Vienna now.
You meet the Lord very soon. He was like that.
7. Fucking hell.
7 dead. 7 dead. Synagogue. Synagogue. I believe it.
Wait,
7 dead.
7
shootings.
died when?
Vienna. Just now.
Just
20
now?
minutes ago. Just now. Yeah, I've just pulled it up. Do you want some videos?
Send me the link.
The Interior Minister said that one attacker has died and another's on the run in the Austrian capital. A large-scale security operation is underway, and police have urged people to avoid all public spaces in the area and not to take public transport. Roadblocks have been set out around the city centre.
Is it
I've just put
Vienna synagogue shooting?
Synagogue.
Yeah,
Twitter. That's what I'm going.
I got the mail.
So oh my God, this is fucking beautiful. Here we go. I don't know if you want to show this one.
Hold on. Let me.
The one I've sent you looks safe. The last one I sent you, the one that says Mario on it, you need to view that before you show it.
No worries. But I mean, I'm gonna initially with the audience anyway. Here, I'm gonna share the just the mail on Sunday. The mail sort of online. Sorry,
Okay.
I'm just gonna show that one because that's probably the most safest for YouTube.
Well, yes, it's showing chops. It's showing someone on the floor with chopped sauce. That's what it's showing.
Ooh.
Oh my God! I've got a shootout here.
Yeah. No, I'm just gonna post the one that everybody's. Let me share my screen for you guys, so you guys can see it as well. This is just a male one, so it's not going to be too gruesome or anything, I hope. But the ones that you've sent, I'll check them out and then I'll share.
7 dead, bloody hell.
Yeah, I mean the middle one's a non-starter, but the Alexandra one, that's all right. There's a shootout. You can see a shootout and you see sparks, but you don't see anything else.
All right. Yeah. This is all on Twitter, isn't it? This is. Yeah. It's breaking Vienna incident unfolding now. It's actually literally unfolding as we speak. They're still chasing.
I'll tell you when it happens.
This is an hour ago.
Yeah, 8:15. 8:15. It happened 8 o'clock dead. Yes, it was 12 minutes ago. It was. So it happened about 7, 8 most probably. Actually, probably happened.
Bloody hell.
So I mean, what I had
blew themselves up.
Did they?
Is what they did. Mass shooting reported at Vienna.
There's an image of the.
One dead, and it says multiple injuries, and that was
it's warning. I'm not going to show it because I can't trust it. YouTube is too fucked up.
No.
These days.
No.
That middle one, that when you go back, scroll back up, you can just see this. Keep going.
Oh, sorry. Go down.
No, the other way.
The other way. This one with the
one there with the calf. That's the one I said not to show, but it's
that's a single image.
Video. They've singled imaged it. That's a video. That's a shot.
Yeah, I mean, I can see the gunman in this one. And so, what is this? Like is this Muslims again, or I mean, I'm putting. If I was a betting man, I'd put it on the religion of peace.
It's the Sikhs. It's those radical Sikhs, man.
These are Sikhs.
Well, that's what
attacking a synagogue.
Lister would say, "Oh, that Westbourne
you were
church,
joking.
Radicals."
I thought you were trolling me. I thought that this was fucking real. Radical Sikhs are attacking synagogues
with hunter rifles. They're probably more Polish priests with hunter rifles. Now we have the proof.
Holy shit! So yeah, this is the religion of peace, right? We are still on the right religion here. These are some of the still images.
Well, it is too early to say. I'm sorry to be but it is too early to say.
Yes, it is too early to say, Ned. I agree with you. But if you were a betting man, where would you bet?
My money's on. No.
What's your safe money on? I would say.
I'm not going to say.
I think it's a flat earth. Right.
Yeah.
I don't think it was. Just for the YouTube, I don't think it was the religion of peace. It was just a religion that have been founded 1,400 years ago by a very much of a goat and child lover. That's all.
That's it.
I think it's
they don't represent Islam. They don't represent Islam. No. They were shouting Alan snack bar. They have nothing to do with Islam.
No, clearly they have nothing to do with Islam. This is nothing to do with Islam.
Yeah.
Yes. The moment they have committed an attack, they have ceased to become Muslims. So it has nothing to do with Islam.
Yes. The second they killed other people, that's where their Islam ended. It's like doesn't matter what they shouted.
A YouTuber and I know, once said, there was a Sydney attack about 18 months ago. There's so many, you sort of amalgamate, don't it? And this stabby guy was stabbing people. And
by the way, and Muhammad did never have sex with a 9-year-old.
Never.
He had only sex with a 128 months old girl.
Exactly.
Okay.
And basically, the guy was doing his stabby thing, and in the end, he got pinned down by a few based, chatty Aussies because one of them stuck a chair on him, which was quite a good thing.
Bloody hell.
But yeah, what happened was he was shouting Alan snack bar, and a YouTuber said, "Well, I don't think he was Muslim because it wasn't clear he was saying Alan snack bar or whatever." I was like, "You fucking kidding me?" You know, it's like just the like the literal defense. Okay, I'm throwing my hat in. I haven't read it or nothing. I'm just making the hunch that it most probably is some radical. The usual radicals.
I think you're right. I think those Scientologists need to be brought to task because those fucking Scientologists are insane.
Listen, if it turns out that it's that they don't follow,
I got Allahu Akbar.
Who said
What?
it? What? Okay, keep going.
I got Allahu Akbar. I got shouts of Allahu Akbar. Show this one.
Oh.
You couldn't believe it, could you?
You mean they're shouting Allahu Akbar on the video?
yeah, that doesn't mean anything, right?
That could be anything.
No,
So the last one I sent you. The last one I sent you.
Blame it on the Muslims.
Right.
They want to get away and put the blame on the Muslims to make sure that
Play
there will
that.
be.
Hold on. I just gotta make sure. Okay. Let me bring this in so you guys can see election. Okay.
Assault rifle. Where the hell do you get an assault rifle? Look.
This is Europe, dude. You can bring him in from Russia.
Oh.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's it. Allahu Akbar.
Hold on, guys. Don't interrupt the crucial wording. There you go. Clearly Scientologists, as I said before. Ned is right. He's a clearly Scientologist. Nothing to do. So Ned, what do we know now?
That may have been that. We don't know who that gentleman was. He could have been anybody. He may have been just somebody fleeing the scene.
Yeah, sure. He was going, Allahu Akbar, don't shoot me.
No, I think he was actually calling out to his mate Alan.
Alan, they're shooting people here. Alan Akbar, they're shooting people. Clearly, that's what he was doing. He was calling his friend Alan Akbar.
This one's the center square in Vienna, right? Where he's on his toes, and it's like it's like the Wild West. Fucking bullets going everywhere. Have a look at that. You can't. There's no gore.
Insane.
There's no gore. Like
there's no gore. Which is this the last? Are you posted? This is the final link you just posted.
Yeah, the last one I've done.
Okay, let me check. Oh yeah. I saw that one. Yeah, I had this one actually. Hold on, let's see if we can hear it. But the thing is, I'm not even sure if YouTube's cool with just a distant.
Yeah. Look, sorry, but there's somebody in chat just confirmed it. They were shouting, "Ron Hubbard, L. Ron Hubbard."
Yes. Told you,
Scientologist. I told you.
Gotta keep an eye on those Scientologists, man. Okay, let me play this one. Actually, let me see if I make this bigger a little bit. There you go, bigger it. I biggered it. Oh bloody hell!
Kopf rein. Das hat der Häuser getroffen. Kopf rein.
And this is in Austria, right? This is Helsinki or what the fuck is it?
Vienna.
Vienna.
That's very near to Germany, Banksy.
I didn't look this shit up. I'm not a geography fucking major. I just threw out a word that sounded like it would be a place in Austria.
It's not Australia.
Banksy, are you applying for citizenship in a country in North America or something?
Most definitely. I'm wearing a Trump hat. You see, immediately when you wear a Trump hat, IQ starts to drop. I lost sense of any nation.
If he's like this when he's sober, what the fuck is he like after a couple of vodkas?
Oh man,
right?
that was a Saturday night. I was fucked up. I'm not joking. I was so drunk at the end of that stream. I had no idea. And Raj is like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Dude, you have no idea how desperately I'm trying to hold on to this fucking stream." Trying to hold on to my fucking sense of what the fuck is going on. There's like, you do not want to be looking at two monitors with like 10 different windows when you're hammered. It's like so hard to keep track of what the fuck I'm looking at, what's going on, where is what, who's saying what. Oh, fuck that. Anyway, guys, I'm going to play this a little bit. Yeah, no, it's done. It's done. I don't think there's any more sound or anything else. But this is Europe, by the way, people. This isn't Aleppo. This isn't Baghdad. This isn't fucking.
You wonder why Vienna? Why Vienna? I mean, what's significant? Why whatever?
That is a good question. I mean, Hitler did come from Austria, right?
Well, I mean,
you think it's the Nazis, do you?
No. I mean, maybe the Muslims are like a little bit behind from World War II, so they're attacking. They're attacking. This was their invasion of Hitler's homeland, but they're just a bit late. They were delayed.
Maybe they want to pay respect to Hitler because he hated Jews as much as them. So maybe
that is quite true. Maybe they're doing this as a homage. Because of how much Hitler fucking liked Jews as much as Muslims do. Yeah, but anyway, look, I mean, I'm presuming this is a fallout from the French thing, possibly. I'm assuming this is the Charlie Hebdo possible fallout.
So, I mean, the French showed great disrespect, didn't they? I mean, Islam is a religion of peace. Naturally. As long as you don't critique it and do any cartoons of Momo, then very peaceful.
Well, we can see the piece. We can see the piece right now. What's wrong with you, Welsh? Can't you see the piece? How is it you're unable to see the piece here?
And then you're getting these Muslim countries around the world kicking off about the French stamping down on extremism. Oh, how fucking dare they?
Of course.
Oh, we're going to ban French products. Oh, we'll fucking ban immigration. How's that?
Well, one thing I keep saying, and no one seems to, people don't seem to get, the French Algerians are not boycotting French benefit system. If you notice, there is no boycotting of hospitals. There's no boycotting of child support or housing benefit. None of those boycotts are in. Just wine, pork products, possibly frogua or escargot.
They don't fucking drink anyway, are they?
Exactly. It's shit they don't even drink.
And now we have the answer why having a business, maintaining it in France is so costly, and why it sucks to be a French businessman, to be honest. Because France is like the worst country in Europe, frankly, to own a business and to expand it and to develop it.
It costs six times more to actually employ somebody in France than it does in Britain.
Really?
Yeah.
It costs 6 times more.
Six times more.
You're right. Honestly, it's so fucked up. Go on. You obviously know more than I do.
They retire at 55. People retire at 55, and that's fucked up.
And Banksy, I thought that my country is worst for running a business, but frankly, when I have looked to the French regulations and French laws, holy fucking shit! And I do really believe that the amount of Muslims living in France and others taking all those benefits and having this social welfare system makes the economy shit as it is there. I mean,
the average week, I think they were doing back in the day, like 34 hours or 36-hour a week was their average normal week. But more importantly,
what the fucking jobs they are? I mean,
if you have a job out there, right? You got a business out there and you employ, say, 4 people. If, for example, you had a busy summer because it's quite seasonal, say, and you want to employ someone part time, you can't do that in France, and you can't sack them or something. You can't like employ people.
They have protections.
Yeah,
And the
they have a
result-
lot of
yeah.
protections. Yeah.
A lot
And
of
with the
protections.
result that people don't employ people.
Yes, and they don't risk going bigger, because if they go bigger, right, and then in 6 months' time they get a downturn, then they've got to pay this guy's wage,
Exactly.
which destroys any profits. You know.
Why don't
It's
they-
And do you know what the third largest French city is?
Leon?
Here's a question.
Leon?
What?
Marseille?
What's the third largest French city?
I don't know.
Oh,
I'm gonna.
Leon.
London.
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 Yeah.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
That's absolutely true, because so many people from France have come over here because there's work,
Really?
but there's not work in France.
Damn, that's crazy. But I heard
And
that.
frankly, many French companies are moving to Poland, and not I mean now, because they have even told me that here the conditions for and the laws for owning and having and expanding a business are easier going than there.
I mean, the expanding is so important, because, you know, if you don't risk, you know, to get yourself bigger, you just end up being stale, don't you?
Atrophy.
This is-
Just
and this is obviously then going throughout the nation.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
well, they tried. They've had a series of. Sorry, go on, Bagsy. Go.
no, it's okay. So keep going.
They've had a series of politicians that have become elected president on a program of, we are going to do what Thatcher did, right? And every one of them has come. Sarkozy came to a complete failure. Macron tried to actually introduce reforms, and just everybody went out on the streets, you know, and. You know, and they started just burning the barricades and tear gas.
They're getting taxed like huge as well, aren't they? It's not just the employments. I mean, I was getting told there was people getting 2 jobs, and they're saying, you know, like, I presume they're decent human beings. They're saying they're working 2 jobs, and they really haven't got enough money to do anything. Like, literally, they maybe pay the bills and literally nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, that seems to be pretty much the size of it. Their economy is completely fucked up. The worst thing about their economy is the worst thing is their pensions. People just retire really bloody early, right? And you know, if you live until you're 80, right, that's not sustainable. They can't, you know, in 10 or 15 years time, they're going to hit a major wall that they just won't be able to afford.
I heard earlier on that someone said that 50% of the money the NHS gets goes to pensions. I don't know where I heard it from. I don't know if that's true.
There's probably some. Yeah. Maybe. It may be. The pension bill is huge.
It is. In most countries, actually. I mean, in America, they even talk about Social Security is one of the biggest. I think pension is literally the biggest bill for most of these nations. Because, well, most Western nations, or in fact any nation that gives what's it called, government pension, government, the social security is effectively what most of them call it.
But Macron seems to have sort of grown a spine, hasn't he, with this because he's actually saying that if you become an imam, then you've got to now train. You've got to have a license. You've got to have trained in France, right? He's introducing a whole load of measures. You can't. He's actually going to introduce legislation that you can't bring foreign money into France to fund. I've
got no problem, like you said, what you just said. Actually, and you can carry on. I just don't think he's going to carry. I don't think he'll carry it out. That's what I do. Yeah.
Go, Sleepy Joe. So you want to tell me that French bureaucracy finally have become useful for something?
Yes, I think it has. I think in this particular instance, I think that it seems that something sort of snapped in France, and before the teacher was beheaded, there was Macron made this sort of speech which was scorching. It was about as based as Welshman. I mean, it was really, 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 really shocking. For no politician apart from Trump, has said anything like it. He sort of he says that there's a whole load of problems, that we're not tackling it, that people are frightened to talk about it. We're and we're sort of sleepwalking into a catastrophe if we allow this to continue, and that measures must be made.
Yeah, but it's a bit late. I know, but like you said, it's like they're talking about it now after all this shit that's going on, like two decapitations in a week or whatever it was. I mean, I just think it's a lot of talk a lot of the time with him, especially with fucking Macron. I hope he does it. At least he could leave, and even if more shit.
Well, better later than never, to be honest. Even if I don't believe his intentions, because he wasn't really that into pointing out the threat of Islamization of his country. But who knows? Maybe
he's got 4,000 police officers and soldiers guarding schools and churches and synagogues. 4,000 across France, right? These are armed police officers. Armed soldiers, right, with orders to actually, to use live rounds and to use their discretion, right? If they're guarding a
yes,
church.
We've imported this, like I said, the French have imported it. We've imported it. This is we're literally, we could be there next week, we could be there tomorrow, we could be there next year, right? We've imported this into us. I mean, it's outrageous to think we could have army on the streets. It's outrageous to think we'll have like armies in cars in COVID, like vans with a couple of them in the back every day parked up. What the fuck is going on?
Well, it sounds to me like a permanent civil war in that country, to be honest. Like every day is a civil war. Live ammunition, sharp ammunition, by the way. Joe.
So guys, I wanna see if I can circle this back to the U.S. elections. I know this is meant to be a U.S. elections stream in order to make an analysis of this. Now I know Europe. I think personally Macron is making these maneuvers is because Le Pen is breathing down his neck. So he has to make these sort of statements and sort of speeches because he's going to get fucked by Le Pen otherwise, if he doesn't show any kind of strength. And I suspect that once he's re-elected, he will then go back to becoming the cuckold that he's always been. As far as all of these things,
he's married to a grandma, and he's not called the granny fucker for no reason.
Yeah, I suppose. But I want to see if any of this has a bearing on the Trump election and how this could effectively be. How could Trump's re-election affect these sort of situations in Europe? I don't know. I don't think there'll be a great deal of impact of Trump in Europe because they've all decided they have to hate him, and that's pretty much the only.
I tell you what. I think it's if anything, it's symptomatic of the fact that the usual sort of socialist parties like the Labour Party have completely lost touch with working people and with blue collar workers, and you're seeing that in America. You're seeing that in Britain with Brexit. I think you're seeing it in France with the Front National. I think that ordinary working people have become disenchanted and lost, and the socialist parties have completely lost touch of with working people. The Democrats their function in life was to ensure full employment for American working people. That's what Roosevelt did. That's what successive generations did after the war. And now it's got into minorities, identitarian politics, and they've completely. They seem to.
They send the work out of America.
Yeah, well, yes. Oh, absolutely. No,
that's the first statement you made. The first statement you made was to keep everyone in employment, which tells me America first.
Well, they did. Absolutely. That was their function in life. The Democratic Party, their function in life after the war was just to ensure full employment. And that wasn't like council jobs. It was manufacturing jobs across America, making sure that America was like.
America boomed during the war and they boomed after the war.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
It
no,
was
no.
about the only one that did, wasn't it? Everyone else got into fucking massive debt, and who they borrow it off?
America.
And the Jews, isn't it?
Well, I thought it was the Marshall Plan. I thought it was I think it was America, actually.
Yeah, I know America done very well on it, didn't they?
Anyway, I don't know how all of you guys, but frankly, I hope Trump will win despite anything, even if it worries me that when he is saying that he may lose, well, he may lose, of course, but when he is starting to have doubts, it makes me, frankly, to start to have doubts, because this guy is arrogant when he really, especially when he really knows that he will win and he will achieve his goal.
How can it be a contest? That's what I want to know. How can it be a contest? It shows the influence of the media.
Well, the media.
Like it's all well and good for us. We're sat on the internet and we're finding out sources from. I'm not being funny. I get sources from all over the place, including mainstream media. But 90% of the people are sat at home, believe in the BBC, and I know the BBC get it wrong, but they can't be wrong all the time. I know they're lefties, but they can't be that left. There must be bullshit, that Hunter Biden story, and then all the bribes with the Hunter Biden CP stuff.
They didn't even cover it. They didn't even cover it.
I know.
They didn't even cover it. Nobody. But in America, it's a complete black hole. There's no story.
They didn't cover it in Britain too. The British knew about the story, like the Americans. I said it on an American live stream I was on. Is when Trump said it during the debate, mentioned during the debate. That would be the first time 90% of the people in the UK would have known about it, and he didn't mention the dirty stuff, like the filthy stuff. He just mentioned the bribes.
And the New York Post posted it up on Twitter, and Twitter took it down. And that's a news item.
Yeah, and they slagged it off, saying it's a tabloid. They've been flaunted. Well, Sky done a review, and I don't know if I said this to you tonight. Sky done a review. The guy was on it. He basically said, "I haven't seen anything on it to indicate Hunter Biden." And that's because the fucking Daily Mail only fucking printed half a story, because the other pundit came on and she said, well, they've been flaunting this other story around mainstream media in America for over a week and no one picked it up. And then the tabloid, the New York Post, is that the one you said, Ned?
Yeah, New York Post. Yeah.
And the thing is, what's funny is actually Twitter have backed down and they've reinstated their account. And they haven't removed.
Do you know why that was? Because Jack Dorsey, their CEO, he was called to the Senate to ask the Senate committee to ask why has this happened?
Yeah.
Why are you censoring the news?
Not only Jack Dorsey, but also Mark Zuckerberg and the Indian guy who's running like Google or YouTube.
Jihadi Jack, isn't he? Jihadi Jack Dorsey.
Jihadi Jack, yeah, because he's grown this massive beard, and his hair is all disheveled, and he's like a guy who just came out of a house that they've been smoking weed for like 48 hours, and then he decided he'll run a social media at the same time.
And the Facebook guy, what's the Facebook guy's name again? He literally looks like he's
Zuckerberg, Mark Zuckerberg.
He's like a demon. His eyes are just he looks like no emotion.
No, he looks like at any moment now his face will open up and there's a small alien that is currently operating it with levers and switches going. You humans will all die. We will take over your planet.
To be honest, Mark Zuckerberg, if you would look at him, if you would modify him a little bit, give him some black eyes, and he looks like a fucking alien, to be honest.
Yeah, he
looks weird. There's something about Edwin.
Every time I see Zuckerberg at one of these Senate meetings, I expect Will Smith to kick open the door and start making some sort of mouth noises, and then Zuckerberg will reply. and then they'll take him back to the Men in Black fucking headquarters.
There's a fantastic meme of him at a Senate hearing where he drinks water. I don't know whether you've ever seen it, where he drinks water.
Get it up.
and it really does look like an alien. He does look like an alien.
Oh my God.
And how an alien would drink water.
Yeah.
It really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like he's trying to look human. It's like there's someone behind in his ear going, "Look more human,
What is
look
this
more human."
material?
Yeah. Drink water, but not through your gills, through your mouth. That's how humans do it. Don't put your finger in the cup and suck the water out.
Do not.
Probably they have given him the
glass
wrong
of water.
instructions from the headquarters. That's why he's drinking it.
Let me get the Trump
way, so
meme.
unhuman
Have
way.
you seen the Trump meme at the moment? There's a great Trump meme going about with the hats.
With the Trump hats.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen that one. What is that all about?
Oh, I got it now.
What's that one? You posted it. Okay. Let me.
No, I will in a minute.
Let me share it.
I haven't got it yet.
No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
you
While
haven't
we're
got it.
waiting, I'm sorry, everybody. This is a spoiler alert. Trump is going to lose. The Orange Man is not going to win this one. I'm sorry. No, he's
Orange
not.
Man bad.
I'm really
Orange
sorry.
Man bad.
Orange Man is going to lose. The thing is that there's so much Trump derangement syndrome going that they're getting out the vote. Apparently they're doing everything they can. You know, there's people on life support machines in COVID hospitals that are being wheeled down to the polling station.
No, come on.
No.
Links, please.
No, it's
Links, please.
bollocks.
I want links for that. I want to see that.
No, I
want to be sure.
think anyone who's actually on their deathbed, they just count them as a Biden voter, and they just put an X
yeah.
for them. And post
I'm
it.
sure they're
Hold my
going to
hand
the
and
cemeteries
squeeze it.
to
Two
get the vote.
squeezes is
Sorry,
Trump.
hold on. Sorry, MC, I missed totally everything you said. Go on.
Good.
I mean, I do believe that the Democrats would even take the votes from the dead people on their deathbeds, or even after they would die, that they would probably take their hands and sign those fucking votes.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. It's like grandma just passed. I'm sorry, grandma went in her sleep, but she can still vote Biden.
Yeah. I mean, because Biden will still go not so far future. She will join Biden probably. Unfortunately, Biden will join her.
Well,
Her final words were, "I need to vote for Joe Biden.
the thing is, I
Give me
still
that
think
vote for Sleepy Joe," and then she died.
exactly that's what she wanted. It was her last
China
wish.
After that.
It was what she always wanted.
But one thing I will say is I think they're underestimating again those people who will not admit to voting for Donald Trump but will still vote for Donald Trump, the secret voter, the liar voter, basically. It's because, I mean, come on, I was talking to a friend of mine who lives in Los Angeles, and he's not actually going to vote. He's like, screw it, I don't care about either of these two, they're all wankers. But I said, yeah, but you know, who would you vote for? He said, in all honesty, if it mattered, because he lives in Los Angeles is 100% guaranteed.
California is going to be.
Yeah,
it's going to be
Biden. So it's like, it's not even worth my effort to get out of bed and go and do this stupid shit. But if it counted, I would have voted Trump. But he's not going to tell anyone. He tells me that shit in England because we're having a private conversation. He's not going to go out in the street and proclaim that in the public. He said, there's no way I'm telling anyone out there that I secretly would vote Trump.
I have to tell you, Nancy, unfortunately, in California, admitting that you will be voting for Trump is like admitting that you are an atheist in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah,
Almost the
Well, they
same.
have been
Literally.
attacked, haven't they? There have been people
Yeah,
attacked.
it's like I don't know, you being marked as a fucking pedophile or a sadist or some shit.
No. In California, being marked as a paedophile is fine.
It's probably safer.
That's
Epstein
the
did
point I
not
was gonna
kill
make.
himself.
I was going to make that point, but the opposite to you.
By the way, a fun fact: in California, if you have AIDS and you're going to infect people, you are free to go. You are not. This is not a criminal.
It's not a
act to infect
criminal
people
offense.
unless you have AIDS.
Yeah. They
Wow.
they took away that particular criminal that if you knowingly give other people HIV, or you know you have HIV and you have unprotected sex with other people, knowing that you have it, then you can't be. They're not going to prosecute you for.
What's the name of that coffee chain that's like the one of the
By the
biggest?
way,
The governor of California also
No,
is such a piece
hold
of
on.
shit. I know what he have done. He also wanted to punish people for follow the law, any law that Trump will put into life. In other words, what the federal government will put into life. Yes, in California. Also, the governor of California wanted to make communists to be allowed to run for office there, and you know the American law forbids communists even to immigrate to America.
Okay, damn. Ned, sorry, coffee chain. What were you thinking?
Starbucks. It's Starbucks. In the there was a woman went into with one of the MAGA hat on, and they refused to serve her. And when she started to get stroppy about it, they called the police, and they actually removed her from. Now, I don't suppose that's Starbucks policy. It was the policy of the manager, but she was removed from the shop because she had a MAGA hat on.
I can imagine. To be honest, in America now, I don't know. I've never tried it in England. I suppose I could try it in England. Let's see if Trump wins. I'm gonna go to Trafalgar Square wearing this cap and see how that turns out. But if Trump doesn't, if in America, yeah, you could wear this type of hat that I'm wearing right now, and you could get beaten up, you could get refused service, all sorts of shit could happen to you. It's like the greatest clickbait you can possibly have is just to wear a Trump hat or a T-shirt or something and going to these liberal sort of places in America, and your video will guarantee to go viral. Because there'll be a whole bunch of people.
You saw it with the Covington kids, didn't you? There was the
Exactly.
boy with the Trump hat on.
And frankly, this is really insane because in Poland, if I would wear a Trump hat, not even the liberals or lefties would even dare or even think to attack me. To be honest,
Yeah,
they are not that
Poland,
insane
dude.
yet. At least yet.
Yeah, in Poland, you could dress head to toe in Trump outfits. Nobody would give a shit.
Yes, but I mean, we also have many liberals and leftists in Warsaw. Even in Warsaw, I will probably not get attacked by them. And it's not because the nationalists would defend me or something. No. But I mean, they are not that insane yet because, times change and we are progressing, frankly.
Yeah, but the thing is, this is the thing, MC. In Poland, it's much more based in the sense that they're not gonna give a shit about you wearing a Trump hat. But it's on the other flip side of that baseness comes the fact that they're trying to totally ban abortion in all shape and form. So
Nancy, just for a moment, I want to change the topic. Just for a moment, could we have another stream? I don't know when you're going to feel comfortable to do it about the updates of all that protest because it's going on. Those protests are daily today. I'm with you. Yeah. Okay, dude. We'll talk about it on Discord and we'll arrange it. I don't know, tomorrow, day after, and we'll do something, just two of us, and we'll cover that. No worries.
With that, MC, are you doing protests out there and stuff?
I was once, but frankly, I will have to cease doing it. I don't want to shield myself or excuse myself, but I have a sick mother to take care of, and I don't want to be taken to prison because somebody has to take care of her. And the Polish system, healthcare system, and elderly houses are frankly a fucking horror show. And I really would have to be a piece of shit to let somebody take her there.
Okay. That's right.
I'm with you. But I mean, that's fair enough. If you have responsibilities, unfortunately, sometimes they.
Welshie, did you have a meme that you wanted to share that was in chat?
I've been trying to find it for like literally 10 minutes, but Twitter is really hard to find it. It's a meme where Trump throws one of his MAGA hats into the crowd, and it trips up Hillary going onto the plane. It trips her up the steps. So every time he throws the hat goes off the screen, and the next shot you see is this like red hat hitting her, and then it's Joe Biden looking confused and stuff. It's a really, really good meme, and I can't fucking find it for love nor money, but very good meme though.
I'm sorry, everybody, but this is not Trump's going down. This is not going to be his year. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I mean, one thing. Number one, he's unpresidential. It's like a New York. If you got a New York taxi driver, right, and made him president, this is what you've got, right? It's a New York. Trump is a New York taxi driver. He'd have the trophy wife, right? The building with his name emblazoned across it in gold. Right. He's a New York taxi driver. He's unpresidential, right? And I think a lot of people are tired of that. I think that they're tired of his antics, of him going on. I don't know whether you've ever seen the.
Trust me, most
I don't know whether you've ever seen the stream that he's done.
Hold on. One at a time. Sorry.
Okay, I don't know whether you've actually seen the stream where he actually says, "Nobody knows more about," and there's like it's a thing that he does from about 20 different speeches, and he said nobody knows more about climate control, and then nobody knows more about North Korea, and then there's a whole load of these things, and it's obvious that he knows fuck all about any of these things, right? And I think people are tired of that, right? And I think people actually trust.
I'm tired because we can all go on that, right? Because we got Biden saying, "Come on, man." He just says, "Come on, man."
Yeah.
At the end of every sentence, right? And that makes no.
And he's running for the Senate.
Yes, and he's fighting against George Bush, isn't he?
Those 4 years of his presidency have proven that actually America doesn't give much shit now about presidentialness. To be honest, maybe you're talking too much with the liberals and the Democrats. Obama was so presidential, and what did he achieve? Nothing. He was a weakling. He was a bum, and he was a dindu. I don't care what others think.
Women are not.
One at a time, guys.
You described him as a New York taxi driver, right? I'm telling you, that is intensified by 1,000%. Yeah, the difference is you're a fucking billionaire, right? New York taxi driver. Right? He doesn't give two fucks. And yeah, you need someone like that. And that's why he won in 2016. And I'm surprised at you, Ned, that you would think that it's not going to happen. But it's fine. But you know what the polls are like. 10% of Trump voters, when receiving a phone poll questionnaire, will lie. 10%.
Listen.
If that's legit, mate, forget about it. He's won. 10%.
No, I know. I'm playing the meme.
I love Trump and I want him to win, but I just, the thing. Apparently, he majorly screwed up COVID. He really, really screwed it up. They've had, was it 250,000?
Okay, then I will have to talk with Americans, to be honest, about COVID. Listen, we have an early lockdown before we had any cases, and frankly, it didn't work, didn't do anything. We have almost now as many cases as Britain, as US, whoever. We have COVID, we have all those restrictions earlier on. Didn't do shit. Fuck all
You've got to breathe it out.
You cannot do it, or frankly, COVID. It's a pandemic that nobody could handle. Not him, not anybody, because he have said all those words. So what that he have said them? So what? But frankly, he'll be judged by all those years, by all the four years, and frankly, he was a good president. To be honest, according to what I have seen. I mean, he really delivered on North Korea that he when he have said that he knows
in the Middle East. He's apparently
exactly.
this establishing relations between the Middle East, Israel and Dubai and Saudi.
Yeah.
Guys.
Yeah. Who the fuck did that? I mean, whoever achieved it, and especially when he recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. Yeah. No president recognized it.
Sorry, did you guys read the monologue that I read at the beginning, at the top of the show? I guess you guys didn't read, didn't listen to the top of the show.
The lousy president.
The buffoon.
Buffoon,
yeah. It says here that there is no doubt that Trump is a buffoon. I am sure you will all agree with however, read this. The buffoon in the White House brokered 2 Middle East peace accords, something 71 years of political intervention and endless war failed to produce. First president that has not engaged the U.S. in a foreign war since Eisenhower. greatest impact on the economy, bringing jobs and lowering unemployment to the black and Latino population of any other president ever. Now, this, I think, is where the blacks and the Latino vote is going to come in, because I'm telling you guys, this is what I'm saying, Ned. I think you're underestimating the Latino and black
Latinos for
voters
Trump.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, that surprised me in 2016. Like they won Florida. They bloody won Florida.
Yes.
Yeah, the
It's a
reality
Latino
is,
vote, Hispanic vote.
Latinos come into America, not all of them, but a lot of them will want to improve themselves. And the ones that do, given the opportunity with the American, the way it is, work hard and hopefully you do well if you work hard and you apply
And
yourself.
they've escaped left-wing regimes.
Yeah, it's not just that. It's not just that.
They're Trumpers.
Yeah, this is the main thing, is that, first of all, the Latinos who come from Colombia, from South America, they do want the American dream. Of course, they're coming there for what's called they are what do they call economic migrants, more than they are actual refugees. But the one thing which the left or the Democrats, or at least certainly these crazy leftists with their drag queen story times, don't realize, is that the Latino populations who come from South America are deeply Catholic, deeply conservative. They don't want their children to have gay education, at the age of 5 and 6. They don't want transgender story time or drag queen story time. They don't want these things. So they are actually incredibly conservative.
Silence. Yeah, and
Florida. Sorry, go on. Sorry.
No, sorry, mate. But when you put them all together as well, those type of Latinos, the same types of black people, the same type of white people or African people, they look back at it and they're the silent majority in the end. And I think that's what the polls are missing again. Exactly. And I will say, now the polls aren't dead and buried. But if Trump wins again now, right? All these poll experts and these things, no one's giving ridiculous things like 98.1%, like exactly. Washington Post done last time, right? Exactly. But the reality is, they're all saying Trump could win, but they're all saying Trump is not going to win. They're all saying it's possible for Trump to win, but before it was, but he's got no chance of winning. But like polls are worth their money after Trump. After Trump, then you can rely on polls back again. I think polls obviously were very reliable, but Trump, you can't fucking poll with Trump.
The thing is, because they've created an environment where, like I said, people in Los Angeles, in New York, they can't. If they say that they're gonna vote Trump, they could physically be attacked. If what's the word? If it's out in public. They can't do it in public. They may do it in private or on Facebook or on some anonymous sort of source.
There are people getting sacked, aren't there? There's people getting sacked from their job because I think there was a teacher who did a tweet, go Trump, and I think he was let go because they said some of the students were saying that they don't feel safe in his classes anymore.
You see what I mean?
Crazy,
You see what I mean? So how can what sane person would actually come out and say
that I respect? People that I respect. I don't know. Andrew Neil on The Spectator online now. Andrew Neil. He made a really good point. He said, "Look, most of the polls got it wrong in 2016." He said, "But if you look at the polls now." And with the corrections they've made, he said, because of 2016, everybody's sort of adding the caveat. We think that Biden's going to win. However, nothing's impossible, and Trump might win. But
they're all saying it. They're all going the get out of jail free card by saying Trump has a chance of winning, but Biden is the clear favourite. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he Andrew Neil was actually saying if this was without 2016, if 2016 hadn't happened, people would be actually saying, this is Biden's election. Without any doubt, all of the pollsters.
That's what
without any doubt, and I sort of respect Andrew Neil. That he said this is all over as far as, and he's a person of the right,
Well, he is. I don't know. I mean, I would put him actually much more centrist. I don't think he's really that right wing compared to like the right wings that are out there. He is probably very much centrist. But it all depends on, I guess, your particular.
Well, he seems to think it's all over, does he?
Well, I mean, the Spectator. I mean, the Spectator's a right-wing sort of. Remember that Boris Johnson used to be the editor of the Spectator.
Yeah. So he's saying it's all over.
It's all over. No. Is he saying it's all over? Like, as in Trump's going to win, or is
it's all over for? He reckons that Biden's going to win it.
Biden's going to win.
Yeah,
Nah.
it's all over for Biden. For Trump.
No, I don't see that.
No, wait there. He thinks Biden's going to win. Yeah.
Yeah, without any doubt. There's also a democratic thing, a demographic thing that a lot of the people.
Changing. Yeah.
Yes, a lot of the people that that it's the minor, the Democrats.
They said that 2016. They did say that 2016. They said the Latinos and the blacks wouldn't vote for Trump, and if it wasn't for, like you said, the Latinos in Florida
and the blacks and the black
and blacks, but it was like I think it was specifically Latino, male and female. Trump just blew him away. And I remember they were doing a review on like CNN or MSNBC, whatever it's called, and they were like, they were fuming. No, NPC. They were fuming. They were fucking. I think they literally said, "I can't believe my sisters, my Latino sisters."
Well, this is the thing, guys. This is my thoughts on my thoughts on this is. This is precisely the area in which the left has missed or has started to not recognize, is that these Latinos and the blacks, especially those sort of blacks, the black community who is deeply Christian, who is what do they call them? Those churches, the black churches, gospel Christians. You know what I mean? Those who go to the gospel churches and stuff. These people are fundamentally conservative. They are not because when the because you see the liberals, in my opinion, the liberals played their hand too early when it came to the mass socialist ideas that they want to implement, things like the communist socialist sort of ideas, and their LGBT sort of pressures that they put on schools. That has turned the Latinos and the Christian blacks against the Democrats, because for the longest time the ace in the hole that the Democrats had against the Republicans was, these guys are racist, we're not the racist party, if you want to not be racist you have to vote for us. That was the selling point for the Democrats. For decades it's been like that, but what happened is they started to push the LGBT agenda way too far and way too fast, especially the trans rights thing, where they're now talking about converting little if your little son Billy at the age of 11 decides he's a little girl now, you're going to have to abide by his wishes and go and have a transgender operation on little Billy. Now, little Billy from a middle-class white family may be able to do that, but little Alphonse or little Jose from a deeply Catholic fucking Colombian family or Cuban family ain't gonna do that shit. Because Jose's dad is gonna beat he's gonna beat the girliness out of him. Jose's dad is not gonna fucking capitulate to transgender, trans fucking identity fucking politics. No, Jose's dad, I don't know what's Emmanuel or whatever the fuck his name is. I can't think of another Spanish name. He's not gonna capitulate. He's not gonna go and have these liberal fucking teachers and liberal doctors fucking cut his son's penis off because his son wants to dress in a tutu for Halloween. This is the problem. The liberals are losing. The Democratic Party is losing the conservative Spanish and the conservative black vote, because those people are now seeing these LGBT kind of. I'm for the LGBT community. I'm not blaming the LGBT community. This is leftist.
You're a bigot, Banksy.
Yeah, I know.
It's perfectly normal. It's perfectly normal for men to dress into dresses and then go into the ladies' bathroom.
No. I mean, that
normal.
adults, I'm not even talking about the adult thing. The adult thing can even be debated and argued over. I'm talking when conservative Cubans, conservative Colombians, and Mexicans and Nicaraguans are in America and are having their children being told that you could be a little girl. These fathers and mothers are not going to buy that shit.
Europeans there. Banksy, don't forget
course.
the Europeans.
Then you got the Poles and the Slovaks and the Romanians and all of those guys who are also incredibly conservative and traditional. They're not going to vote. But then the thing is, you see, MC, I would say the Poles and the Slovaks, these liberals are going to consider them as white men. They're going to consider them as white people, so they're going to dismiss them. I'm talking about the Latino and the black vote. And the Latino and the black votes...
Honestly,
that's why I'm so against multiculturalism as an ideology, because this is the outcome of the teachings that all cultures are equal. When this is the bullshit that they have been pondered for years, and it looks like it's a cloud of ignorance that it's taken its harvest now, and the harvest will be that they're going to lose sooner or later.
So, MC, do you think? Because I don't. Do you think the Democrats have changed their position with their voter base in the last 4 years? Now, I know we're speaking from from foreigners into America, but I do watch a lot of American sort of news and stuff, and I personally think they have literally bypassed it again, made no alterations to their approach. They just slagged off Trump for 4 years, and after 4 years of slagging off Trump, I'm sure a lot of people just saying, come on, all right, you got your radicals, but you're always going to get them. But I like them, like you said, the silent majority in America thinking, fuck me, this is going on for far too long.
Yeah. So this is the thing about what... Oh, sorry, go on, MC.
Well, to be honest, the Democrats, to me, haven't changed a bit. Frankly, they have become the party of boo hoo, fucking who, we lost, and boo hoo, it's unfair, because their position on Trump, basically, their entire program for the 4 years was impeach him. That was it. That was their goal. That was their program. And they think that if they're going to try even harder, push even harder, all this agenda and be more restrictive and more extreme, that they will somehow win. I mean, how? They are out of touch with reality. This is the party of the geriatrics. I mean, old farts and old grannies that maybe were hip in the maybe in the 90s or even in the 60s, and they their mindset is like sometimes to me in the 60s, America, even 70s.
Well, what could happen, amazingly enough, is they could turn around, right, and they could have AOC in there, right, in 4 years, right, and just imagine this now: AOC against Ivana Trump.
Ivanka.
First,
can you imagine that? The IQ levels would be like Cardi B and that black conservative girl. What's her name? Yeah, what's her name?
Now the thing is,
it'd be amazing on the
Candace Owens.
No.
Her name is Candace Owens, but frankly, look, first and foremost, this is America, so. First, look on OAC and look on Ivana Trump, and once again look on OAC. No, I'm sorry, Ivana Trump is blowing her out of the water, but looks alone. But
her IQ's through the roof.
Guys, something I will say, don't start thinking about Trump's family becoming political.
Oh, that's happening.
This is not going to happen. People don't like, the one thing I will say, people don't like dynasties. They don't like families.
What do you mean they don't like dynasties? Let's look at American history. Okay, so how many Kennedys, how many Bushes, how many Clintons?
How many Clintons? We had one Clinton president, that's it.
Okay, but Clintons being...
Bushes, Bushes managed to get a couple, but that's about it. The Reagans,
Kennedys.
Sorry,
Kennedys. Yeah, I mean, again,
as a dynasty, yeah, into politics, yeah.
Generally, there was only one Kennedy as a president. his brother, was just a politician.
Is on the paperwork. It always happens in America, and they do it like that. So they do it in America. But I couldn't forgive a better person.
I mean, but what I mean is, if you guys are talking about in that way, then of course you can't then rule out Chelsea Clinton. Chelsea Clinton is very much in the running. So don't worry about other people. I mean, I don't know who else is going to try to pressure Ivanka, but I would say if Chelsea Clinton goes up against Ivanka, that's going to be some serious competition.
I'm sorry, but
Chelsea Clinton. Have you ever heard her speak? Have you ever heard her speak?
Yeah, but dude, her family have been in politics her whole life.
Have you ever heard her speak?
Yeah, I've once or twice.
Good.
Oh yes, I mean that's what I'm talking about. Banksy, have you ever seen Ivanka's behavior and many other women's behavior? What I'm talking about is that Americans miss in a woman the things that Ivanka represents. Ivanka is very feminine in her behavior, very classy. They want a woman like that. Many American men, and men especially, when I've talked with many of them.
Look,
I've seen a blank Jim Acosta. Right, Jim Acosta tried having a word with her once, and she didn't even look at him. She just turned away and walked straight past him. Classy bird.
I'm not particularly worried about anyone else at this particular moment from the Trump family going into politics. I'm just concerned about or interested in this particular political phase, because I suspect America will go back to its white male-dominated political sphere once Trump is out. I don't think there will be. I mean, I don't know. There will have. I don't see any. I mean, out of the politicians, female especially, politicians that I see on the landscape in America right now, there isn't a single one that's got a chance of actually winning as a president.
To be honest, I don't want to be too harsh on OAC, but to me, she looks like a mad lizard or a toad looking at me with those eyes, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I mean...
This is one thing that really puts me off of her.
Ocasio-Cortez, she is just an anomaly. You know what I mean? She is like, look at this. We voted a waitress in. Isn't America great? We have a regular person as a congressperson. Anyone can make it in America. That's to me, if anything, I don't know if you guys know about the cathedral concept that Ralph talks about a lot, which is an overarching machinery that just runs the world, and the world is an emerging property. Yeah, but if you have any ideas of the cathedral system, I think if anything, you could put down Ocasio-Cortez as a process of the cathedral to actually show the peons, the lemmings, the sheeples in the world. Oh, look, American dream is still alive. A little old Mexican waitress managed to make it into the Houses of Congress. Isn't America just great? Kind of shit.
We have to also acknowledge America's flaws. That it's such a superficial society and such a superficial country that OAC with her looks probably will be rejected.
OAC and her looks.
Yes, I mean Banksy. Look at anything American, any show and anything. I yet have seen a president since Kennedy, because therefrom it started. Did you ever seen, besides Eisenhower, a president without hair? I mean, as American president. Have you ever seen that?
That's true. That's true. A bold president.
Yes.
I can't.
I've just put it in the site that if you want to have a look at Ivanka Trump sorting out Jim, doing nothing.
Jim Acosta.
Sorting him out. Yeah, it's a good clip.
All right. I'll check. Is it in the side chat or where was it?
Yeah, it's the last one I dropped in.
I see. Acosta. I see. I'm with you.
It's quite funny, I think.
I'll check
it out. And all the American presidents that I have seen, yes, they were old farts. They're old men. But even they have looked good. Despite for their age.
You're right about the bald thing. There is literally none that I can think of except, Benjamin Franklin.
But when it was before those times of superficiality in America.
Maybe, but that's about the only one that I can think of that's bald. This guy with the Trump hat. Sorry, go on, Ed.
The thing that's actually happened, I think, is that the left have taken over the intelligentsia. They've taken over schools, universities, and I think that the whole of administration, corporations, public service, public office in America and in this country as well has gone over to the left. And I think that's what Trump is fighting against, and that's why I think he's going to lose, because I think that the country in America has lurched over to the left. And I think enough people are gonna sort of take the vote for him. I'm not happy with that, but I think that's what's going to happen.
Well, I mean, again, we'll have to really. It's just I don't know if you've looked at the landscape of United States. It's, you could say the intelligentsia and all the liberals
on the east and west coast.
Yeah, I mean the middle is.
But that's where the numbers are. That's where the numbers are.
No, because you got to realize America doesn't work on the popular vote. America works on the Electoral College. So it doesn't matter if New York and California have 100 million between them.
Hillary won the popular vote.
Exactly. So that's what I mean. It doesn't matter if New York and California come out and out of the 200 and I think America's population is like 300 million people. Even if 150 million vote for Biden, that doesn't mean shit. If they're just living in California and New York, it only matters if they're spread out across all states. And then the Electoral College, because the Electoral College is the equalizer. It's the one that to me, I described it to Pavlov as the handicap in golf. It's so that a big state doesn't always dominate the election over little states. This is the equalizer that lets the little state have a say.
Stephen Crowder says it another way, which is quite interesting. Stephen Crowder actually sort of says that when the founding fathers set it up, there was like 13 states to begin with. He said, but what they foresaw, the founding fathers, was that if you just allowed the majority to win the popular vote, the election would only really happen in the big key states.
Exactly.
So, they're talking about getting rid of the Electoral College if Biden wins. They're talking, and that will condemn America to 200 more years of Democrat rule.
Exactly.
Because all of the election will take place on the East Coast and on the West Coast, and all of the flyover states that voted for Trump. Right? They won't get a look in because they don't have the numbers.
Well, but what basically exactly is what I'm trying to say is, the New York and the California would dominate, will run roughshod.
All of the electioneering would take place in those, and they're Democrat strongholds
at the moment.
Forever and ever.
I mean, the thing is, I will say this.
To be brutally honest, without the Electoral College, the United States would not exist, because all those smaller states would feel marginalized.
Exactly, and they would revolt
after a period of time, and they would want a secession from the Union.
Exactly, they would
What's the point in voting?
Well,
for the whole of Middle America.
Exactly. Well, this is what MC is saying, that those states would be like, there's no point for us to actually. What union are we part of? What laws can we impact? Because the two coastal states constantly dictate our elections. But it wouldn't be, by the way, it wouldn't just be the presidential elections either. The Electoral College doesn't just work for the presidential elections. It's all the other elections as well. It works.
Not the Congress. No, surely not.
Don't they have an influence over senators?
No, it's not. No, it's you vote for your in the congressional and Senate. You actually vote for your senator
yourself. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, by name,
it's really just the presidential election is what they would have a say over, which again is still fair enough. I still think it should be there because, again, for the same reasons, reasons that you guys all mentioned. I'm amazed you're listening to Stephen Crowder, Ned. What the fuck, man? You're gonna become like a proper right winger, man. You're gonna be complaining about abortion laws and shit next. And, the fetus, the soul has been inserted into the point of conception.
Trump fucking wins. If Trump fucking wins, I will dance naked down around Trafalgar Square.
I would hold you to
7
that.
times.
Oh.
I
7
will-
fucking times.
Don't make fucking threats like that, Ned. Don't make threats. I will come to your house. I will personally hog tie you and drag you to Trafalgar Square. Do
By the
not
way,
go there.
Fancy, drop
Posted
the
on
other video.
Pornhub with Trump 2020. Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
I
Sorry.
will dance the Macarena
Thanks.
with my tackle out, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Loud and proud.
Okay, Ned.
I've got a bigger screen video. That one you won't be able to see his face. I've just dropped it in the chat. It's the full screen video instead of that 3 thing. Won't be able to see
I was
fuck
about
all
to
of that.
play this, guys, but yeah. Let me in that case see if I can play the
Just the
next
next
one.
one.
Trafalgar Square, Hassan, Trafalgar Square, 7 times around Trafalgar Square,
Yeah.
counterclockwise. Right?
Yeah, well, as I said, Ned, I would absolutely hold you to that shit. This is not. Don't make calls. Don't let your mouth write checks that your ass may not be able to cash. That's all I'm saying. Because this could get real. This could get real. I may not be able to post it on
I love it
YouTube.
when you start talking dirty, Ralph.
All I'm saying is, Ned,
What am I saying? What a Freudian slip.
Ralph. Oh shit, Taxi.
I've doxed you.
Are you
I'm
listening?
sorry.
Are you
I'm sorry,
listening
Ralph.
to Ralph too much?
Well,
Okay.
speaking of Ralph, to be honest, after knowing all of those things about him and listening to him, I don't think that I would like him, to be honest.
No, the thing is, this is the weird thing. Personality-wise, I actually like Ralph. I actually think
Oh,
he's
he's
got
great
some
entertainment.
he's got some very
Yeah, yeah.
witty things, and he's generally, of course, politically and his political ideology. I have
shit.
yeah, I have to push back against that kind of crap because his inconsistency is so blatantly obvious that he pretends as if he's some kind of fucking Napoleon
Messiah.
Yeah, Messiah stroke Napoleon, that he's this amazing strategist and he's got all of this worked out, and yet you can see he's playing fucking, cleanup after some of the bullshit that he said back in the day. Yesterday, I think it was last night, I found yet another stream where he is talking bare shit about Zabida, and now he's best friends with Zabida, and he jumps on her panel, and he was cutting her down to bits when I listened to that stream, and he was on my side. It was me. I was fighting with Zabida, and Ralph was on my side, cutting her down. And I'm like, how is it that you're now best buddies with this person? It's just the inconsistencies about the shit he said about Islam. He is the first person, the first male that I ever heard say F Islam, fuck Islam, fuck Muhammad. That's the first time a human being, a male human being, I heard say that in Speaker's Corner. And now he's supporting Islam. He's a complete defender of Islam. It's fucking insane.
Well, then frankly, he's like a banner on the wind, to be honest.
Yeah.
Some Napoleon.
No, it's phase 3. It's
yeah,
phase 3.
It's phase 3. Exactly, Ned. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is.
I mean, I'm so
We're moving on to phase 3.
Green.
Yeah, I swear. Okay, I'm
That
going to
will
play...
be some kind of Napoleon, because let's people face it. When I have talked to them on Pavlov's stream, and when I have given him examples of great people that actually weren't afraid to go to prison for their ideas, he was not very keen to do it, and I'm so sorry. But in history, if you are not willing to die for your ideas or even go to prison for them, you ain't gonna achieve shit. I'm so sorry.
Of course, he's not even fucking. I mean, up until just recently with the Mark Collette stuff, he finally came to the realization that if you're not willing to even share your face, because most of the marches and the little expeditions or whatever the hell the PA guys do, they cover their faces. They put banners up and they hide their faces. They hide their names. And Ralph only just realized that if you can't even put your real name and face to your politics, then your politics is not going to go anywhere. You can't even tell people who you really are because you're so shit scared of them. You're losing your job and everything else. So that's when he started to cut the PA ties, and admittedly the PA started chucking him out anyway. They threw him under the bus like 3 times.
And frankly, he for now, whatever you people think about Tommy Robinson here, he have nothing even on Tommy Robinson now. Nothing.
Well,
even if Tommy is
exactly. But it's not just that. Exactly what you said, MC. He's now realized, okay, we have to actually use our real names and real faces to actually be a viable political challenge for the current political parties. So he's moved just to that phase, let alone dying or going to prison for his cause. He is no Nelson Mandela, I promise you that.
I know. And when he decided to use his real name and surname, I mean, he's over 50 or 40? What age
He's
he
got to
is?
be 50-something, I think.
Oh, 50. Well, wow, how early from him.
Yeah, exactly. As I said, he's no Nelson Mandela. He's not going to spend 20 years in prison for his cause. He's not going to be without his latte for more than a day, let alone go to prison for the cause of the neo-reaction.
In other words, his speeches and ideas are meaningless farts.
Exactly.
Verbal
Like you said,
failure.
a banner blowing in the wind. He's literally that. He's a lone banner blowing in the wind where it will go nowhere and it will do nothing. But I can show you a chart. Let me show you this chart. Now you see the way my penis grows over time. It's not something that happens instantly. You know, we're moving into phase 3 of erection point 1. Like,
but it's still Southeast Asian size standard. I'm sorry, Ralph.
I swear, man. Anyway, let's play this Acosta thing. Let's just have a little go at this. It's only 15 seconds.
Father's impeachment trial. What are your thoughts? Any comment on your father's impeachment trial? Think there should be witnesses?
That's how you deal with scum media.
That's
That's the guy that Trump tried to get banned from the White House.
No, he didn't try and get him banned. He got him suspended.
Suspended. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's because he literally physically manhandled one of the girls who was working, who puts the mic, gives the mics to the different people, because he wasn't letting go of the mic. And the girl's like, okay, you're done. We have to take the mic now. And he's holding on to it. And and everybody was like, oh, no, he wasn't really holding on to it.
It's question answer. It's not question answer. Right, then I'll have a fucking discussion with you, right?
Exactly.
And that's what they've got to understand. It's bullshit. He gives more press conferences in the White House for them than any other president ever have done. Right? He's there for an hour and a half.
Well, sort of think about what it's going to be like when Biden gets in. I mean, press conferences with Biden,
then he does an hour and a half on there, or maybe like half hour. He's been there just on the stand in that room with all these fucking scum media. And it's bullshit. And they want an argument with him.
It wasn't even that. It was the fact that, yes, he said it's a question and answer session. He took the question. I don't know whether he answered it or he didn't answer it the way Cuomo wanted it. And he said, "You're done. Next person." And that's it. You're in front of this is the president of the United States press meeting. You're not in your living room. This isn't the fucking a YouTube hangout. This isn't a YouTube live stream where you can fucking talk shit all day. and this is a presidential.
It's not like they're talking shit all day. You literally got your chance. You get your answer. Sometimes you can get a rebuttal.
Yeah, but
you can.
But that's
get the down to the president.
That was
down to the president. It's not down to you cunt.
Exactly.
Apparently, there's like a kind of procedure in that White House briefing, and the main media companies, they get preference. Like a BBC man was actually saying that it's very, very rare that they ever get a chance to ask a question. It's usually just like all the front rows are reserved for the major news channels, and they get all the first questions. They're automatically given the first, and then they'll just point to the Times of India, or they'll point to like the Paris match or something. But very, very rarely will they ever go to the foreign correspondents or anybody else, apart from the main.
Yeah. Well, what's that news network that Trump supports now? Is it
Fox?
No. America is called OAN or something.
Breitbart?
No, it's called. It's like CNN, but it's not. It's 3 letters. It's OAN. They got some really hot reporters. American News Association, ONA. Anyway, it's smaller than Fox, but they're very much Trump oriented. They get to speak now. They get to answer a question, and it's hilarious because she is never sat down. She's always at the back of the room, and she's never got a mask on. And she asks Trump and Kaylee questions. I know it's them straight away. She's the only one without a mask. She's in there without a mask. Have you seen it? I try and get it up.
But that's the whole thing about apparently Trump's rallies. Nobody wears a fucking mask. Nobody.
Yeah.
Right? You get a
see it
stadium
occasionally.
packed full of people, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And Trump, he doesn't wear a mask. Nobody, and yet you'll see
He's
Biden.
immune. He's immune. He said he's
Yeah,
immune.
well, the dude caught it. He went into hospital for like a week. He came out and he was all done.
No, he was in hospital for 2 days.
Oh,
And he let
shit,
himself.
yeah.
He signed himself out. He signed himself.
Are you serious?
He signed it. He signed himself out.
Oh, steroids. He said this stuff I'm going to make available to everyone.
Fucking hell.
He said whenever I've been fed, he said I feel like I had steroids. That's what he said.
But he must have been asymptomatic or something. He couldn't have been.
No, he said he openly said to the doctor, he said, I'm not being funny, I felt really rough. And he said the next day, they give me this stuff. The next day, he said, wow. He said, I felt right as rain. He said, like, you know,
Are
he
you
said, I felt like I was on steroids. That's what he
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he said. Yes, I've licked COVID.
That is crazy. But I just don't understand because Boris was like on death row. He was almost dead.
Yeah, but he's not Trump, is he?
Well,
It's unbelievable.
I'm
No,
sorry,
he did
but,
say, though,
Boris
he-
is not Trump.
Sorry,
Boris
one
is
of-
not Trump and not
Sorry.
that alpha, to be honest.
Sorry, what happened, Boris?
I mean, Boris is not Trump. Boris is not that alpha.
No,
and
he's
Boris
not
is
Trump.
not that strong.
So I think though that obviously as time's gone on, they then, like Trump said, they're now understanding because the death rates are dropping throughout the world because the medical catching up with how to treat it. But he did say, didn't he, Ned, that drug that they gave him would be available to anyone that
Yes, he did.
requires
Yes, he
it
did.
in
Yeah.
America. He
Yeah.
said, so whatever they gave me, he gave the name of it. It come with R, I think it was. He said,
The only problem is that apparently it's not in full production at the moment, and it does actually. At the moment, it costs something like about like 20,000 a pop at the moment. Each sort of
yeah, okay.
pill or injection or whatever it is.
But Trump won't go for that. He'll pull him into the White House. He'll have a fucking word with them and tell them that they need to do something for their country, and he'll make sure they get good deals from now on for the next 10 years or something. But they need to do something for their country, for fuck's sake, or the world. And you'll make it. I mean, don't forget now they've dropped like insulin. The price on insulin, of all accounts, has dropped to such a level in America now. It was like £30 a vial, and it's like £2 now. Or something.
78. The price I heard, $78.
Yeah, you might be right. I'm literally.
It was
just
huge. It was absolutely huge, and
now
yes.
it's now it's like £2 or $2 or something hideously crazy low.
Well,
He
what he said was that he said you'll sell it at cost plus like a 20% profit, and so it went from something like $78 down to something like $5.
Damn.
Because
Yeah,
there were poor people who couldn't afford insulin, and they
He
were
said,
dying.
"I've stopped." Yeah, he said, "I've stopped all this bullshit." He said, in Canada, he said they're picking up drugs that are made in America, right, for like 30% of what we're paying, 20% of what we're paying in America. How the fuck have they? How the fuck is this? And he sorted that out,
Yeah.
and he's done it throughout the pill industry now in America. That it's never going to happen again. He said, we are always going to get the lowest price.
If Trump wins this election, that's going to be the biggest fucking middle finger to the left.
He needs to win to make all these things glue down as well.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. I actually, I'm unfortunately, I am on the opposite side of Ned. I think that there's a huge number of people who probably did not give right answers to pollers. There's going to be. I mean, he's an incumbent, so he already has that advantage. he is shown to be a lot more resilient than Biden is.
Well,
I think the media is again trying to pull another fake hoax kind of Biden's going to win.
well, we can only remember 2016 when they all were also in favor of Hillary, and not to mention many Americans are afraid to tell the truth for whom they would like to vote, because they were also afraid that when they go to sign and tell it in statistics for who they would like to vote, it may be put public. There's name and surname, so I would understand when they would decide they would vote for Biden.
The liberal media in America wants the people of America, and including Britain, is disgusting. The mainstream media in Britain, the way they're talking about it, right? Is that there's no point coming out to vote because Trump ain't got a chance of winning. That's the moralize the Republican vote. That is basically their only deal at the moment. Because if, for example, tomorrow comes in and within 2 hours the votes are coming in and things are looking rosy really within 2 hours, I will tell you now that I would like convince me that was the whole thing, was just to try and, it's total bullshit. If it comes in like huge, like 370 or something bigger, it was just a bullshit from start to finish. They just fed us this bullshit.
Exactly. Okay, guys, as a small intermission, because unfortunately someone's text me and I got to make a phone call now in a few minutes, so I have to sort of end the stream. But as a small intermission, just before we all leave, I would like to present to you the Zubaydah has finally apparently agreed to marry Walid for a British passport, or at least let Walid marry her and to get a British passport. And apparently this is when Walid got the news.
Is that released? No.
I don't think so, but it's so identical. It looks so much like him. It's like, look, the smile is the same.
Yeah, that smile. My God.
It looks like Bollywood for the poorest of the poor.
If Trump wins tomorrow, that'll be me at Trafalgar Square. Right?
No.
Remember, naked.
Well, I've naked 7 times. Even my deceased nan, who was blind, she used to take photos, and she used to take photos of the ceiling. And I would say, it's 7 times around Trafalgar. Oh, your mum, a blind deceased nan could get a photo of you 7 times around. We'll go for that one.
But yes, thank you for whoever. I forgot. I'm sorry, I can't credit properly the person who sent me that link. But somebody sent me that link in my text, and if it was I Hate It Here. I hope it was. I'm not sure, but whoever it was, thank you. I will find out who it is exactly and give them credit. But yeah, somebody sent me this link, and it was amazing. It was just the best. So yeah, thanks to that man or that woman who sent the link. Guys and girls, unfortunately, the hour is upon us. I have to. Well, it's actually not. I mean, I would have gone a bit longer, but I don't. I got to make a call. Someone's just text messaged me, and I gotta make a call. So I'm gonna say thank you for everyone on the panel for coming. You guys have been awesome. I guess we'll find out in due course the winner.
Yeah, go Biden. Remember to get out the vote, everybody.
Oh, by the way,
take your friends.
Me and Rev are doing a live on the election tomorrow. So tune into Rev's channel. Simon Paul Evans.
Reverend Simon. Okay, nice.
Reverend Simon
Can I just ask,
so
how are you doing that? How are you doing it?
Doing what?
No comment.
Oh, okay. No. It's just you know that YouTube are really strict about that. That they take people's because Stephen Crowder tried to do one, and Ben Shapiro tried to do one, and they both got.
How do you mean they tried to cover the election?
Yeah.
2016. They both got taken down.
Yeah, no, the thing is,
Well-
you can cover it, but it all depends on how much of the live, like CNN or CNBC. If you're very careful about how you show their
You need to
stuff.
talk over it, don't you?
Yeah.
You need to talk over it and stuff.
Yeah, well, it's not
You need
that.
to
It's not what
commentate
I
it.
would say personally. If you guys are gonna do it, don't actually play the live video for more than 5 to 10 seconds. I'd say 5 seconds maximum, and then pause it at a point, and then just commentate and leave it at that. Don't actually show the CNN
Who's the right
coverage
person?
constantly.
Because
I don't think it's going to be a problem. I think it's just going to be 8 hours of two men sobbing. 8 hours of two men sobbing as America goes left.
Base, are you guys gonna have
Well,
guests and people coming on?
Anyway,
I don't know. We might do. It might be a good idea, man.
Keep me in mind, man. I want to come on. Oh, sorry, MC, go on.
All right, cool.
I mean, I wanted your channel to be taken down, but anyway, we all know that CNN is the protected child of YouTube now.
Yeah,
And,
of course. CNN, all the big major.
Yeah, and because of that, we can only call CNN the Kant's news network. I hope YouTube will not now take off your channel.
Yeah.
For my comment, I could not resist.
Well,
And frankly, for all sakes, I hope that Go Sleep Joe, especially for you, Biden will not win, because if he will, the internet will look like a fucking TV, not on YouTube. If that will go that way.
well, yeah,
And-
that's
and-
yeah. The internet he will shut down, but that's the American internet, not everywhere else.
Well, yes, because everybody's running to BitChute for now.
Exactly. So no, I mean, nobody can control the internet. Not really. They can control sections of it, but
I know,
But something.
but most people don't understand it, and for them, Google is the internet.
Yeah.
nothing
Well,
else.
those are the normies, dude. I
I
think.
wonder whether Sleepy Joe will actually know. I wonder if they wake him up.
Yeah,
when he's
he won't
done.
even know. It's like, what? What's going on? You won,
I'm
Joe.
a senator now. Am I senator?
I'd like to thank everyone who voted for me for the Senate.
Yes.
And I'd like to commiserate with all the other candidates, the 400 other candidates
Yes,
that
that
ran.
didn't make it.
And I'm nominating Donald Trump for my running mate.
Yes, yeah, no. But Welsh, if the Reverend is getting guests on, I want to be on that list. I want to get on there. I want to
Okay.
get in on that shit.
Cool.
But are you guys gonna be on Discord as well as live, or is it gonna be like a panel show like this?
Yeah. So you go on his Discord anyway, so that's much the best thing to do.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
Anyway,
I'll
let's
contact
see,
you on WhatsApp.
whatever, I'm going to DM you, because I can post links of videos, but I cannot post pictures, so pictures are going to be all DM to you. So.
Dude, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with my Discord. I'll have to check that, but don't worry, that's another thing. But yeah, based in that case, I will catch you tomorrow, in the Reverend Discord.
Nice one, man.
Good man. Glad everything worked out for you and everyone's well. Okay, guys, I'm gonna check out of this. You guys can talk amongst yourselves or
Okay,
leave,
well, yeah, no, I'm gonna
whatever
jump
you
now.
decide. But thanks for coming. Have a good one.
Go
Take
Joe,
care.
go Joe. Vote Biden. Right. Goodbye, everybody. Good night.
Later,
Bye,
guys.
Joe. Bye,
Have a good
bye
one.
today.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
Take care.
And to Joe Biden, fuck you.
Bye. Okay, guys and girls, it's us again. We're back. I'll be honest. I got a couple of text messages, so I got to call someone. But thank you for coming. Let's see what happens tomorrow. I personally think that in the long run, we may be better off with Donald Trump, as Britain, because of course this is an American election. So it's America, man. It's Americans' election. So we're not going to get much input on that, whether we like it or not. So it doesn't really matter. Americans will make their choice, but I think for us as Brits going into Brexit next year, possibly a no-deal Brexit at that. I think overall it will be better for us to have a Donald Trump presidency. I think he will cooperate and work with us a lot better than Biden will, because as far as the Liberals are concerned, Boris Johnson is as bad as Trump. So Biden may prove to be a hostile president to Britain in that sense. So that's really, I mean, aren't we all just looking out for our own countries? And I think Donald Trump will probably be better for us, but it's Americans. Americans will make their choice, and we will have to deal with that decision. That's all there is to it, I guess. And we'll do what we need to do. By the way, it'll be I guess 2025 will be the Biden thing, but we'll see. We'll see what happens, and we'll deal with events as we find them. But overall, America, go America. Trump 2020. That's right. I have the cap. Unfortunately, this cap, I don't know can I wear this cap after this year? Will it be just like, what do I do with it? Do I have to just chuck it now? After 2020's election over, can I just have to throw it away? It's such a way. I like this cap. It's such a, and I spent time like making it curl like this, like a proper trucker and all that shit. I don't want to throw this cap away. I like this cap. It's good quality cap. But anyway, America, fucking America, man. It's America. Fuck yeah. Anyway, guys, gotta go. Have a great one. Thank you for coming. You've all been awesome. You've been great. And we shall actually just before we go, let's have another let's have Mr. Trump. Let's do this as our outro. Our outro is going to be the Star Spangled Banner and